race is not only one of the best, it's the richest race. Of course, we can see that he's still there with leaders.
But she's not far behind.
And speaking of not far behind, that's exactly what's happening in the men's race at the moment, with Adam Hoyle still leading at the 3-mile mark from Australia. Edward Nabunome in second placing, who really has been the revelation of this race. Barrios was the revelation at last year's road circuit, but it's Nabunome's day today at the moment.
And then it certainly make him more renowned in the world in general. In fact, I think at 18 years of age, he's running an absolute tremendous race. I mean, these are the best runners in the world, and Edward yet isn't a senior athlete.
Well, his best time for 10 kilometres certainly won't be as fast as some of the other athletes. They went through the 5-kilometre point, by the way, in about 14:25. So Hoyle is on around about 28:50 pace. So I'd say that Ninau's world record is safe at this stage, and they're running for the $50,000 first prize.
Yes, I think so. Both Edward and Adam are only 29, 30-minute 10K runners. The 27-minute runners, of which there are some 6 of them in this field today, 6 athletes that have broken the 28-minute barrier for 10,000 metres, are all behind them. So it's highly unlikely that we'll see a world record here.
Adam must be wondering just who is this man behind him. He keeps looking back. He obviously hasn't seen Edward before. Hoyle is a very good athlete. He was 30th in the World Cross Country Championship last year. That's a really splendid performance.
It certainly was, but perhaps one of Adam's biggest problems is that his consistency. He tends to be a little bit inconsistent, so some days he can come out with a fantastic performance, and he's certainly having a brilliant run here today, and then some weeks he might be a little bit off and not perform as well as you'd expect him to.
You can notice that the road has dried. We had light drizzle before the start of the race, but very dry at the moment. And Hoyle leading from Nabunome, and then that gap about 20 or 30 metres, or a little more, to Ninau and Barrios. Almost at the 6-kilometre mark. There's a hill coming up between 6 and 7 kilometres, and that could really sort out the winner of this Bobazan Bali 10K. So a most exciting finish coming up. Ninau looking quite strong in third. Shahanga tucked away in that group, and we'll be back to follow the race after this break.
And Edward couldn't quite stay with him, but he's obviously going from strength to strength. And even though it looks like Mark has brought that second group up and these athletes are just about to be passed, it's really to Edward's credit that he's run this well into the race.
This is a tough part of the race too, Galen. It's up the hill with Hoyle, Nabunome, and now Ninau and Akutsu, also from Japan, are tackling strongly. It's going to be critical now for Hoyle and for Edward to see if they can stay in touch.
I think they'll find it difficult. It is fairly warm. I don't think Adam really made big enough allowances for the weather, and I think he's gone out perhaps a little bit too hard. In the warmer climate, it's really important to drink plenty, wear loose-fitting clothing, and to start out moderately when you're racing. And I think maybe he went out a little bit too hard early on.
So it's Ninau leading after 4 miles. Akutsu from Japan in second placing. Then Nabunome. Grigoric's moved into 4th placing. Hoyle just behind him. Shahanga and Barrios still running a very sedate race at the moment, and then a gap to Lloyd and De Castella, the 2 Australians. Barrios has been a little bit of a surprise because he really made his mark in the United States with some strong, aggressive front running.
Well, he did originally, Bruce, when he was at college.
10K. The top people in the world are here. Barrios, Musioki, 2 of the top 3 in the men, and Christensen and Cooksey, 2 of the top 3 in the women's world rankings. A little bit of a surprise. The women for just a moment and go back to the men, and we can see from high above them that it's still the 2 leaders, Ninau and Akutsu, Shahanga and Barrios and Grigoric in the top 5. So Ninau leading. The gap between the first, as we said earlier, there is a rise in the course between 6 and 7 kilometres. That's behind them now, and that's where Ninau made his break on the 2 leaders. Akutsu went with him, but he may be paying for that at the moment. It's mainly downhill from this way in, and they finish at the Nusa Dua Hotel complex, where a big crowd. Ninau getting very close to the line. The clock starting to tick over towards 28 minutes and 30 seconds. A terrific battle between Barrios and Shahanga for 2nd and 3rd, and Akutsu behind them. We can see that Barrios has now taken over from Shahanga. It's really just a sprint home now.
It certainly is. Mark's, I think, got a big enough lead there that he's going to cross the finishing line first, but Arturo, he keeps looking over his shoulder to see where Shahanga is, so everybody's concerned about staying in front of the next runner. So
Ninau crosses the tape, about 28 minutes 37, that's approximate. Barrios comes through in 2nd placing, so that's $20,000 for Arturo. 3rd, Shahanga, that's a really solid performance. So good prize money for Giddimus as well at $10,000. Now, Kutsu about to finish, so he's done really well. He went with Nina, of course, when they took over from Hoyle earlier on, and Gregoric coming through for 5th, so that's a solid performance by him.
It certainly is, but what is really impressive is Eduardo's performance. He's coming into 6th place here. He's only 18 years of age. He's beaten some of the best runners in the world. It's absolutely incredible. And Adam Hoyle, we've also seen is a fairly young runner. He's just back there, just behind Eduardo in 7th.
So Nabunome's time is just over the 29.20, so it's around about 29.26, which is a personal best. Magnificent performance. Hoyle coming through. And Gayleen, you talked about some of the great runners in the world. Well, one of them's Rob De Castella. Not often we can say an 18-year-old can beat the Deke, but he's coming through. De Castella, but a terrific battle coming up with the women. It's Christensen and Lynch, and Lynch has got right up almost alongside Christensen at the moment. Gayleen, you're going to go down and try and find Mark Nenow for us?
I certainly will.
Okay, so we'll be hearing from Mark Nenow in just a moment, but he's already been crowned as the winner of the Bobazan Bali 10K, but just who is going to win? Just who will win out of Ingrid Christensen and Liz Lynch? It's almost a sprint home at this stage. You see a couple of the male runners just in front of them. Oops, I think we might have gone the wrong way there. Yes, back on course. So Liz Lynch has established a break over Ingrid Christensen of about 20 or 30 metres. Liz absolutely exhausted, but no doubt delighted. $30,000 first prize. There's some of the Australians, Lloyd, De Castella and Hoyle. Let's see what Guddamus Jahanga has to say.
About when or how close to the finish was it when you decided
Bali.
that you really...